Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about my least favorite products from some of my very favorite brands. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. So I thought I would consider some of my very favorite makeup brands, and some brands I just love every single product from. But most of my favorite brands, they have at least one product that just isn't it for me. So I decided to go through and share those with you today. And I've done a good mix of drugstore and high-end. I will say not all of these products I hate. Some of them I do, but some of them they're just not a favorite. So let's just hop right into it. And the first brand I was looking at was Dior. So I love the Dior primer. I love their new Rosy Glow blush. I love their Powder No Powder. But earlier this year I tested out the Forever Skin Glow foundation because I've heard a lot of really great things about this one. This was recently reformulated and I thought that perhaps I would really enjoy this. This sounds great for dry skin. It just didn't work for me. I don't know why. No matter what I do with this product, what primer I use, how I apply it, this will not adhere to my skin. Like, my skin just does not accept this foundation. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but for that reason, I do not get along with this foundation. Switching to a drugstore brand from Physicians Formula, I have the Matte Minoy Butter Blush. So I love the Physicians Formula Butter line. I love their butter bronzer. That's a favorite of mine. Their butter blushes are also really great. I love their Happy Booster blush, but this is their matte butter blush, and this is in the shade Mauve Mattes. So I'm also not a huge fan of the matte butter bronzer just because it's very orange on me. But this, I find with all of the different shades, I thought this would be really pretty. But quite honestly, I just find this to be really powdery. It's also incredibly pigmented. You get way too much. You have to go with a really light hand if you're closer to my skin tone, but if you want to get some of everything to really mix them together well, I find that that's really hard to do. So for me, I just found the formula itself to be a little too powdery, and this also has quite a strong floral scent. It's not like the butter bronzer. It's very close to the matte Minoy bronzer, maybe roses. I'm not 100% sure, but it is a stronger scent and it is very strong. So I also don't really love that. This is just not my favorite blush. It's one that I like enough, I guess, but it's just not a favorite. From Makeup by Mario, I love almost everything from his line. He has done such an amazing job. I love his powder blushes, his bronzers, his lip products are so good. His eyeliners are amazing. But the one product that I also don't get along with that I feel like a lot of people do is the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. So this is not a bad product. This is a very long wearing bronzer stick, and it does do a good job sculpting out the face. My problem is that it just takes too long for me to blend, and that just doesn't work for my makeup preferences. I love doing my makeup, but I don't like when things are too hard to blend or they take too much time to blend. You do get a brush on one end, but I don't find this to be helpful either. I find that it takes even longer if you try to blend with this. So for that reason, this is just not my favorite. And it's hard because this isn't a terrible product. It's a good product. I just personally can't stand how long it takes to blend this one out. So I did have to mention this one. Okay, I wanted to jump over to Maybelline because Maybelline is one of my very favorite drugstore brands. I love Maybelline. There's so much from them I love. There have been some fails over the years, of course, but one that is very notable is the Maybelline Cheek Heat Sheer Gel. So this is supposed to be like a liquid blush, and my issue with this is that it blends away. It has no pigment. It doesn't say that it's supposed to be sheer, but when I hear sheer, I think that there's still going to be a little bit of color there. Not with this one. You blend it out, it blends away, and if you can get a little bit of color to last, it'll be gone before you're done your makeup. I really don't get along with this one. This one just really didn't work for me, so definitely not a favorite of mine. From Natasha Denona. So this one I don't even have anymore, but so I'm going to pop up a photo, and this is the Macro Tech Liquid Liner. So I'm a big fan of her eyeshadow palettes, as you guys probably know if you're familiar with my channel. I love her blushes as well, and her lip products, amazing. But the Macro Tech Liquid Liner just was not it for me. This liquid liner just bled like crazy on me. I don't know what it is. I am not a huge eyeliner, liquid liner wearer to begin with, but if I'm going for a liquid liner, my very favorite is usually the Benefit Roller Liner. It just behaves the very best. And I just did not get along with the Macro Tech liner. Like, it just bled into every single line on my eyelids, and it was just a mess. So that one I actually really did dislike. It was just not it for me. Moving in to a drugstore brand that I have loved and raved about their products so much over the years. But this is from L'Oreal, and this is their Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a powder. Okay, love the original Infallible foundation. Love it. I love L'Oreal. I love their mascaras. I love their lip products. I love everything L'Oreal pretty much. This just wasn't great for me. I really wanted to love this. So I've sort of been looking for a powder foundation that will work great for dry skin. And the L'Oreal Age Perfect actually does a pretty good job. As far as powder foundations on dry skin, that is the best one I found so far. This one I like for if at some point during the day I need to just fix something really quickly, I need to touch up. This will do that, and it will kind of help my foundation look a little better. But as an all over just foundation, I cannot work with this. And you can see I've tried. I've got a huge dip out of the middle of this one, but it's just way too heavy, way too dry. For somebody with oily skin, I think you will super love this. But for those of us with dry skin, I would not recommend this for all over foundation. It's a little too heavy, a little too matte. So unfortunately, this is just not my favorite from the brand. And then moving into another high-end brand, this is the last one we're going to talk about, but this is from Charlotte Tilbury. And I've talked about these a lot this year because I was not happy. So from Charlotte Tilbury, we have the Matte Eyes to Mesmerize. So I have two shades. I have Flawless Beige and Nude Cashmere. So she released these, I think, all the way back in January. And I love the original shimmer formula of her Eyes to Mesmerize. I have the shade Champagne. I love it. It's such a beautiful one and done shadow. My beef with these is that in the pan, they look, or in the little jar, they look so creamy. So creamy and beautiful, but they're not. They're like this hard clay, and they're not even cold. They're not cold. That's not what making it what it is. So I really had to rub to get that amount of product out. I will say these will last all day if somehow you can get them out of the pot, on your lid, blend it out, and in perfect position before they dry down. They will last all day, but they're just not good. I'm actually shocked by how bad these were because Charlotte Tilbury is a brand I love. In my opinion, Charlotte very rarely does anything wrong. I think she jacks her prices up a little too high for what she gives us, but I do think she's gold. I really do. But these were so bad. That's definitely my least favorite product from the brand. But that is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. Let me know down below your least favorites, or some that surprised you from your favorite brands and that just weren't it. Thank you so very much for watching. As always, I really do appreciate your time. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. And that is it for me today. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!